So a week ago, we were down in L.A., have a week off. Now we come to Northern California, here in Silicon Valley. It's very early in the morning, before 10 a.m., but I feel good. I got the tiger blood coursing through my veins, feeling strong.
Steven, Charlie Sheen is so yesterday. I feel like we've been over this. It was funny when we did it, now it's kind of old, and now it's feeling really tired, so let's just drop it.
You know what? I think you're right, it was yesterday. All right, I'm done with it. No more Charlie Sheen.
All right, so we want to be current, we want to be on the pulse of what's happening in the world.
So what's current right now?
The NCAA tournament is what's current right now.
March Madness.
March Madness, and that is why we are going to call today's show Bay 101 Madness with Jess and BJ. All right, but before we get to the whole March Madness part, we do have to quickly sum up what happened in February, which was you won the over-under at the LAPC final table, but more importantly, I won the final table fest, victorious again.
Are you sure we haven't gone over this? I feel like we've gone over this. You're gloating in all of this.
BJ, don't be a sore loser. I'm on a winning streak, and it feels like we're repeating this over and over and over again.
All right, just doesn't feel like a winning streak as much. Okay, but anyways,
over-under. Exactly. So we're here at Bay 101.
Day one.
What's the chip leader going to have at the end of day one? Because that's going to give them, if they are the chip leader, $10,000.
A bonus. This is a special tournament. And the bookie set a line of $175,000. Will the chip leader have more than $175,000 or less?
Did you pick what we were going to pick beforehand?
Are
you cheating again?
No. How would I cheat by doing this right here? Like, I don't know, maybe the bookie.
I don't understand. Why would it be so good?
He gave you the under and me the over.
I don't feel like it's going to be the under. I feel like someone's going to end with like 187,702.
That's remarkably specific.
Well, all I know is I don't want the under.
So don't take the under.
Okay.
I didn't do this.
Take that under. I'm going over. Emphatically.
All right. Well, I don't like somebody choosing my destiny here. I'm going to do mine a little more gracefully than yours. I'm taking the under. I think it'll be close, but I don't think they're going to quite reach 175,000. They start with 30,000. That's a lot of chips.
They do.
Taking the under.
All right. This is an event with a really great history, a lot of tradition, some great winners in the past. Steve Recker, Brandon Cantu,
Ted Forrest, Phil Gordon,
and McLean Carr last year's
champ.
Who was one of the runners? I think he was a chip leader contender on day one as well.
Yes, he had a very strong year last year. So. Multiple bounties, lead most of the way early.
All right, now that's all well and good, but let's focus on this year.
Right.
And since it is Bay 101 Madness, we're going to have a little NCAA-style seeding of
there's like 25 shooting stars.
We're not going to do all of them because no one really cares about like the 3 seed. We're just going to do the 1 seed. So
we're going to do number 1 seed.
A little thing we're going to call crack astrology. Bet you never heard that before.
That's a bad pun. It feels familiar to me. I don't know.
Who would have come up with brack astrology before? This is a very BJ and Jess kind of term.
No, this is a very Jess kind of term.
All right, fine. So first, number 1 overall seed in this Shooting Star tournament for day 1.
Okay, number 1 seed. I'm going to go with San Jose. I'm going to go with Phil Hellmuth.
Okay.
He's a top player. He's a very outgoing guy. When he sits down at the table, everyone's like, wow, I'm at Phil Hellmuth's table. The crowd responds to him.
I feel like
he's got that star quality.
So vivid, like it just happened.
I mean, like the cameras flock over anytime he's in a hand, whether he's all in or not.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, here's a... Okay.
All right.
You're number 1.
I got to nitpick with you a little bit.
Okay.
The big dance, the number 1 overall seed, and you don't go Phil Ivey? I mean, Phil Ivey.
Not on my list.
To continue, not even a number 1 seed. He's Phil Ivey. I mean, he's basically the UK of poker. The winningest team in college basketball history. Takes down more SEC titles than anyone.
Stop. Wait.
He's not going to be a 4 seed.
I've had to listen to this rant too many. We've done this. You and I have done this. I've heard your UK rant. Wah, they should be number 1. Wah, they're number 4. Wah, I'm from Kentucky, and we all think Kentucky is blah, blah, blah. We've done this.
And UK doesn't get ranked that low, that... BJ.
What?
It's J1B.
Ah, crap. It is J1B.
These 2 starting days.
God,
we don't have them that often, and then they throw you for a loop.
It feels just like yesterday.
It's like Groundhog Day.
Over and over and over. We got to get out of today. Okay, so we're still doing the seeds.
Yes,
but we have new shooting
seeds,
stars.
But let's reevaluate who our seeds are going to be. All right, I'll go first.
Okay.
Looking at the list, I'm going to take Phil Ivey. He's like the UK of poker. All kidding aside, we thought Phil Ivey was going to be a shooting star on day 1A. Then we had got news that he wasn't coming. Then we get news that Jean-Robert Ballon isn't going to be a shooting star. But guess who's filling his shoes? Confirmed late last night, Phil Ivey.
Okay, wow.
Phil Ivey's so good, he gets seeded number 1 twice.
2 days in a row. That's a lot of pressure on a two-time number 1 seed in 1 year.
Don't mess up, Phil.
All right, my number 1 seed for today, Scotty Wynn. Scotty Wynn, baby.
And he did well in this last year. I think he made
the playdown day.
The final day of play, made top 10 finish.
Scotty Wynn is Mr. Personality. The fans love him. When you sit at Scotty Wynn's table, he entertains the whole table. He kind of runs the room a little bit for his area. Star quality, and to me, that's what makes a shooting star. Plus, he's got chops. World Series champion way back when, WPT champion, tons of WPT final tables. This guy's got results out of whatever he's got them out of. Scotty Wynn, my number 1 seed.
All right, I like that one. I'm going to take another fan favorite from last year who had a deep run. I know that we've never had the same person win the same event twice, but like the NCAA tournament, you make the number 1 slot last year, you usually get a pretty good seed the next year. I'm going McLean Carr, reigning champion in the event. He came here, he won the staff over, they love him, the fans love him. He's such an endearing character. And he feels like he's in a good place right now, so McLean.
All right, no disrespect to McLean, not on my list. My number 2 pick, Phil Locke. Phil Locke, another guy, very fun to have at your table.
For sure.
Star quality, he's dating Jennifer Tilly, actress Jennifer, I don't know, he sits down, he's a hell of a player, he'll keep you on your toes in terms of playing poker, and again, runs the table, controls it, you feel like, man, I had a fun day, I was at Phil Locke's table. Shooting star, Phil Locke, number 1 seed.
Alright, I tend to pick the youngins, I'm going to take a guy that kind of reminds me of Phil Locke in that he's got a bit of an unpredictable personality and goofy playing style, but it works for him. Reigning WPT Player of the Year, Faraz Jaka.
Right.
He's a San Jose hometown hero of sorts as he grew up here. That I think that this is going to be a good spot for him. He didn't end up making the final table last year, but he did make a deep run. Here's the chance for him to seek redemption, number 1 seed.
All right. My 3rd choice, but still number 1, Antonio the Magician Esfandiari. Coming off a recent WPT title, hit a milestone birthday, he's feeling good, says he's going to just do much better this year. So far, he's been backing it up. And again, especially when he has chips and he frequently builds a big stack on day 1, he's vivacious, he's making prop bets with people at different tables and all this. Again, a memorable guy to have at your table. Antonio Esfandiari.
All right, my last pick. I'm going to go with, based on the strength of women doing well at Bay 101.
Yes.
As we had JJ Lou get second 1 year, Kathy Lieber get second 1 year.
Mine's a woman as well. Who's
Jennifer Harmon. Vanessa Self.
Ah, okay. I didn't go that way.
I know we've got some of the people who've done well in the past as shooting stars, but I think Vanessa's having such a great couple of years. She's in a really good place. She had a nice run at Heads Up last week. That Vanessa Self is going to be my final number 1.
All right, nothing but respect for Vanessa. I really think she's the most likely candidate to be, before too long, the career money winner for women poker players. But right now, that belongs to Kathy Lieber.
And as long as Kathy's playing, it's going to be hard to catch her because she does do really well.
Right, Kathy does well. She's done well here. She's in second to Steve Brecker.
She did.
And lately, I feel like Kathy's been more outgoing at the table. She's always a fan favorite in person. People are always asking about her, and when they see her in the tournaments, they're excited to see her there. Even though she doesn't seem like it on the surface, she has star quality to poker fans. I'm going Kathy Lieber.
You know what? I hope that Kathy does well because she kind of got on my case on Twitter about taking the over on her, the line we had about where to finish.
I remember.
I want you to do well, Kathy. Sincerely.
She just had no faith. I had faith.
All right.
Of course, I lost.
Okay. I know that we kind of have already done the outline, but we did that thinking this was day one, not day 1B.
Day 1B.
So, gotta quickly run down what happened day 1A.
Okay.
All right, we started with 142
players.
Which will be bigger today. I'm seeing 209 already and rising. Of those, 57 survived. We had 19 shooting stars. 9 of them survived.
About half.
Top performing shooting star, a woman.
Kara Scott.
The lovely Kara Scott ended with like 137,000, which we think is a top 10 tip count for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe even top 5. Mike Matisow did really well in the tip counts as well. The person who did the best, though, Brian Schmidt. He ended with 187,700 chips. I am good.
Whoa. See, now wait a second. You came up with that number and took the over after yesterday. See, I took the over before yesterday. I knew it would be over. So
but
I won
the... So I
won yesterday's over.
Basically what we were saying.
Just for the record, I won yesterday's over. Go ahead.
All right, fine. Okay. We didn't have anybody with 2 bounties. We have a lot of people with 1 bounty. No bounty on bounty cannibalism or anything just yet. We had some close calls with Freddie Deebs and Phil Hellmuth.
Yes, battling back and forth, sucking out at each other.
Yes, but we've got more bounties in play today.
Yes.
We've got 26 of them, so maybe we'll see people amass more than 1 bounty or have a bounty knock out another bounty. It remains to be seen.
All right, well, let's wrap this up. Where's our question of the day? Can't do the same question we did yesterday. I refuse. Let's move on. Let's advance. We got to get out of this mold.
Yes, we've got to get out of Groundhog Day, and so we're going to go with what's your favorite Bill Murray movie?
Caddyshack. It's got to be Caddyshack.
Is it because of the gopher?
No, it's because of Bill Murray.
Oh.
He did not play the gopher. You know, the Dalai Lama took him aside and said, when you are on your deathbed, you will achieve total enlightenment. I might be butchering it. It's been a while. But he's like, yeah, I got that going for me. He's just an awesome character in that movie. And he's not directly involved with anybody else. He interacts with Chevy Chase in one scene, but it's just, he's such an awesome piece of that movie. That's got to be on every guy's top 10 list, at least for comedy.
Alright, I like it. I don't think you're going to like my pick, because you don't like anything I like, but I think you're especially going to dislike this one. I have to say The Royal Tenenbaums. I know that it's not a Bill Murray movie per se, but I really love Bill Murray's roles in Wes Anderson movies, and The Royal Tenenbaums is far and away my favorite Wes Anderson movie. And I love the kind of sadness of his character and the quirky humor of the whole thing. So I'm going The Royal Tenenbaums.
Yeah, no, see, that's the kind of movie you either get or you don't, is what they tell me. I didn't get it at all. Watched it.
I do like Groundhog Day.
I like Groundhog Day. That's probably one of my top 5. Stripe, that was a close call. Love Stripe.
How about Garfield?
Garfield? What the hell does that have to do with anything?
Bill Murray is the voice of Garfield. I think when he dies, it'll probably
be
like
Bill
Bill Murray's voice of
Bill
Garfield.
Murray was oh, God. I just lost respect for Bill Murray. You have totally ruined my day.
Can we have a duo